Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with the final Monday weekly briefing of the year for 2019. And this will cover, of course, today through Sunday. So we'll go into the upcoming year. It should be a relatively quiet week. We're starting the week unseasonably warm. In fact, temperatures today will be very near record values. The record high temperature at all three of our climate sites, Greensboro, Raleigh, and Fayetteville, is 76 degrees today. The cold front has already cleared the northwest Piedmont there in the Triad, or is currently moving through, so it's unlikely we'll get to a record out at Greensboro. They're at 68 this hour, but out to the east, RDU is already 73 at this hour, and Fayetteville's 71 with a little bit of low cloudiness continuing this morning. But both of those sites have a chance to at least tie the previous daily record. And behind that cold front that again is working through the northwest Piedmont this morning, and it will cross the remainder of central North Carolina through this afternoon, it will be dry with near to perhaps slightly above normal temperatures for the middle of the week. And then it looks like it may warm up once again for the end of the week with a chance of showers centered around Thursday night into Friday. And then behind that system, looks like the upcoming weekend should be cooler and mainly dry, although we may have a sprinkle maybe Saturday night with a passing upper level disturbance. But for the most part, it looks like it should be a relatively quiet week, with the exception of, again, that chance of showers later in the week, centered around the Thursday night into the Friday time period. Severe thunderstorm potential, there is a marginal or level 1 risk over a small portion of the middle Atlantic states today to the northeast of central North Carolina, and that area is around the Chesapeake Bay region up across the Delmarva Peninsula. And that's really the only chance of any severe thunderstorms today for our area. It looks like we'll just have perhaps a broken line of showers that may develop along that cold front as it moves through central North Carolina, and they may produce some gusty winds, but we're not expecting any severe weather. And most folks are actually going to stay dry from the passage of that cold front. The best chance of those scattered showers will likely be over the northern half of central North Carolina, so up in the Henderson, Oxford areas, over toward Roanoke Rapids, for example. So up closer to the Virginia border, maybe those scattered showers, but otherwise mainly dry for that cold frontal passage today. The accumulated precipitation forecast, we're not expecting, again, a whole lot today because we're not expecting a whole lot of coverage from those showers today. And then dry for the next couple of days through the middle of the week, including New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And then our next chance of rain is with those showers with the system later in the week, Thursday night into Friday. And then, again, dry for the weekend. So in summary, again, pretty short and sweet, unseasonably warm to begin and end the week, with the near to slightly above average temperatures in between. There is some question regarding how warm we'll get the end of the week. As is typically the case, we deal a lot of times with what we call cold air damming, particularly in this part of the world, where we can maintain some much cooler temperatures near the surface with cloudy conditions and rainy or drizzly conditions. And it does look like there will be a period of cold air damming across portions of the middle Atlantic states later in the week. So while we expect a warm front to move north across the Carolinas Thursday night into early Friday, it's unclear if that warm front is going to make it all the way through sort of the climatologically favored areas to get cold air damming, such as the northwest Piedmont, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, over toward Roxboro, Henderson, and those areas. So it could be that on Friday we could be well into the 60s or even 70s again down across the southeast part of central North Carolina, including Fayetteville, Goldsboro, Clinton, those areas, with a really strong temperature gradient somewhere over central North Carolina or southern Virginia, where temperatures to the north of that boundary may be much, much cooler. So for some folks, by the end of the week, certainly much warmer and potentially breezy. And then others, we may maintain some of the cooler conditions. But overall, that will be our time period of best chance of precipitation with those showers. we're not expecting any severe weather at this time. It does look like a relatively dynamic system, but despite the fact that we could be warm over a good part of the Carolinas, it doesn't look like a whole lot of instability that the storms need to really get energized will be available overall. So it looks like fairly low chance of any severe weather accompanying that system. And there's the look at the 7-day forecast. So again, it looks like a pretty dry and near normal time period there for the middle of the week as we start the new year, and then again for the weekend. So we've just got a few raindrops to avoid, again mainly across the north today with the showers, and then a little bit more widespread shower activity later in the week. But otherwise, pretty quiet and uneventful week.